Judges 3. These are the nations the Lord allowed to remain, so that through them he might test Israel. All those who had not experienced any of the Canaanite wars, to teach warfare to those generations of Israelites who had never experienced it. The 5 lords of the Philistines, and all the Canaanites, the Sidonians, and the Hivites who lived in mountain regions of the Lebanon between Baal-Harmon and Lebo-Hamath. These served as a test for Israel to know whether they would obey the commandments of the Lord had enjoined on their ancestors through Moses. So the Israelites settled among the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. They took their daughters in marriage and gave their own daughters to their sons in marriage and to serve their gods. Stories of Judges. Othniel. Then the Israelites did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. They forgot the Lord, their God, and served Baals and Asherahs. And the anger of the Lord flared up against them. He sold them into the power of Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Aram Naharaim. And the Israelites served Cushan-Rishathaim for 8 years. But when the Israelites cried out to the Lord, sorry about those words, guys, I just am trying to pronounce them correctly. He raised up a Savior for them to save them. It was Othniel, son of Caleb's younger brother, Kenaz. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel. When he marched out to war, the Lord delivered Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Aram, into his power, and his hold on Cushan-Rishathaim was firm. So the land was rest for 40 years until Othniel, son of Kenaz, died. Ehud, again the Israelites did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. Sounds like us always trying to get it right, but getting it wrong anyway. Lord, so he strengthened Eglon, king of Moab, against Israel, because they did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. Taking the Ammonites and Amalek as allies, he went and defeated Israel, taking possession of the city of palms. So the Israelites served Eglon, king of Moab, for 18 years. But when the Israelites cried out to the Lord, he raised them up a Savior, Ehud, son of Gera, a Benjamite who was left-handed. The Israelites would send their tribute to Eglon, king of Moab. By him, Ehud made himself 2-edged dagger, a foot long, and strapped it under his clothes on his right thigh. He presented the tribute to Eglon, king of Moab. Now Eglon was a very fat man. When he had finished presenting the tribute, he dismissed the troops who had carried the tribute. But he himself turned back at the sculpture stones near Gilgal and said, I have a secret message for you, O king. The king said, Silence! Then when all his attendants had left his presence, Ehud went in to him where he sat alone in a cool upper room, and Ehud said, I have a word from God for you. So the king rose from the throne. Ehud with his left hand drew the dagger from his right thigh and thrust it into Eglon's belly. The hilt also went in after the blade, and the fat closed over the blade, because he did not withdraw the dagger from the body. When Ehud went out into the porch, shutting the doors of the upper room on Eglon and locking them. When Ehud had left, the servants had come. They saw that the doors of the upper room were locked and thought, he must be easing himself into the cool chamber. They waited until they were at a loss, and he did not open the doors in the upper room, so they took a key and opened them, and there was their lord lying on the floor dead. During their delay, Ehud escaped and, passing the sculptured stones, took refuge in Sirah. On his arrival, he had sounded the horn in the region of the Ephraim, and the Israelites went down from the mountain with him as their leader. "Follow me," he said to them, "for the Lord has delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your power." So they followed him down and seized the fords of Jordan against the Moabites, permitting no one to cross. On the occasion they slew about 10,000 Moabites, all of them strong warriors. Not one escaped. So Moab was brought under the power of Israel at that time, and the land had rest for 80 years. Shamgar. After him there was Shamgar, son of Anath, who slew 600 Philistines with a good ox goad. He too was a savior for Israel.